am Mopelola Alabi. Thank God for the growth in the church. And I also thank God for the grace of being alive now. I would not have thought I would witness the 70th anniversary of the church, but I give him all the glory. We joined the church in 1970. I used to be a member of Yaba Baptist Church as a maiden. Got married in Surulere Baptist Church, Ojuelegba. And after our marriage there, we decided to attend that church, to be members of that church. And there was trouble in Surulere Baptist Church then. Reverend Daramola was the reverend in charge. And when there was trouble, we stayed away from the church. It was real trouble. Police had to come and stay in the church every Sunday. So we decided not to go to church again, to stay at home. While we were staying at home, I saw Baptist Academy boys walking down Shikweolu Street. We used to live in Shikweolu Street. Walking down to somewhere, that is Ogun Tolu Street. After seeing them for about 3 weeks, every Sunday they walked down. One day I followed them, and I saw that they landed at First Baptist Church, Shomolu. So I began to investigate, and on finding out that there is a Baptist church nearby, rather than me taking the bus to Muju-Elegba, and at Muju-Elegba there was trouble in the church. So I stopped going to Muju-Elegba and started once in a while. It was the Baptist Academy boys that actually made me know there is a church around. I wasn't there when the church started. But every year, for the anniversary, we still rehearse the story of how the church started. We were told by the first deacons and by those who came to start the church. They came from First Baptist Church, Broad Street in Lagos. And it was the Sunday school group or the BTU, Baptist Training Union, CTP, that came and from Broad Street to start the church with the help of Baba Jemiriye and Mama Jemiriye, who were Baba Jemiriye was working at Igbobi Hospital, so they were in Shomolu. Their church was the First Baptist Church, Broad Street. So they came with that. They thought there is room for them to start a church around there. Others who were in charge were Baba Ola. I've forgotten his first name now. So they came from First Baptist Church, established the church, and they continued. And all the major players, Baba Jemiriye and Mama Jemiriye, Baba Ola, they were living after a while within Shomolu. The Ogunleyes, I think they also came from the island with that group. They came in to start the church in 56. And First Baptist Church, Lagos, looked for land. I can't go through that history of getting that land for the church, but they got the land through the help of late SLA Akintola, who used to be a member of First Baptist Church, Lagos, and who was involved in the government of Lagos and the Western region at that time. they got the area, and the church was able to be established in that corner piece land.
I'm Dickness E.M. Oyekan of Praise Baptist Church, Oronkole, Mawe. Presently, before I was a member of First Baptist Church, Shomolu, Lagos. I joined the church on January 1980 to join my husband, who was working in Lagos by then. In the early days when we joined the church as my husband, there was no reverend, no pastor, but deacon and deaconess are serving as pastors in the church by then. The second set of deacons we are chosen because the former ones, they were old in age. I really enjoyed my tenure of office with others. There was unity, there was love, and the church was moving well by that time. We have increase in the church members. There's love in the church too, and among one another. The church have been increased numerically, spiritually, financially, and structurally by then.
Our main responsibility is, one of these is that the songs that you are singing now that we are putting on we put it, we call it song selector. I will roll it. This is in one we are going to sing, in one we are going to sing the number we roll it. I will put it in the church before when you face the audio podium, you face it, you will see what you are. Then for information, we put paper, cardboard there with a board that covers it. And every time the information change, I will go and change it. There will be Sunday school preparatory on this time. There will be midweek prayer meeting. That was Wednesday then. I will put it there in writing. They will read it. When that one pass, when anything change in the time of when we are attending it, I will change it also. I do it by handwriting. I have a notebook where I keep every minute that I will read in the next meeting. When they are talking, everyone, and that time we have members that are secretary. That thing must come out in the minute. Oh, this thing I'm talking, everyone that talks wants you to write them. Everything down, and I will write it to the glory of God. And then to write minutes and to read minutes at the meeting, to attend conference on behalf of the church, to go to association meetings, convention meetings, convention. So to the glory of God, all the years that I was secretary, no convention I did not attend. And then when I come back, I was telling Bumida, they say, you are lucky. All these things, you put it in phone. My own, I will sit at the convention session, write everything. And they will listen. Not this time, they are giving me we give you 2 times. The secretary, we want full something. The thing we send you for 4 days. We want to hear everything. How you alert from the boss, right from here. The church want to hear. And I will put everything down. When in the evening, what we did, after that in the morning, the days that we use there, I will write things down. Even before I become secretary, I've been passing information. I was the Lydia president. I will go from one house to another, calling all those my 3 friends, mother of the Pastor Olayinka now, and the mother of that secretary, Oyedele, 3 of us. I will go to their house, carry them, then we will go to all Lydia's house. Come and come to the meeting. That's as we disperse information. The same thing is, if there's anything going to happen in the church, I go to areas where I can talk to people. As the secretary, this thing is happening, this thing is happening. No phone then, no WhatsApp that you are doing easily today.
James Alamu Omelake. When I was treasurer, our secret place that we used was very near us. That was First Bank. I think bank is still. First Bank is still there where it was. See, so we were using that bank then. When the committee or whatever committee is has been once when any committee is appointed to do a particular work or perform something special, the committee will tell us what they want to do and how they want to do it. If it's the treasurer they first approached, the treasurer will ask whether they had discussed this at the committee meeting. After counting the money we have and whatever we want to use, we wanted to use that time immediately, if we can afford, if it's what we can afford to do, then the treasurer will ask whether the approval of the committee had been received. If not, they will go back to the committee meeting, to the committee, so that the committee will again tell them, and it is when that committee gives the treasurer approval, that the treasurer can proceed about issuing a check.
My name is Solomon Oladejo Alabi. I cannot remember when I joined the church because I think I was born probably in the church. So I did not join. I was part of the journey of the church. The atmosphere back then was that of reverence to God. And we held the pastors as very high. We esteemed the pastors very high. So we did not have a questionable mind to whatever they do. The church has changed a lot from what it used to be. At the time that I was in the church, we were just developing the big church, the auditorium that we are using now. Yeah. It used to be a small church. And when I joined, when I became more active in the church, we were trying to build the auditorium that we are using now. So the only thing that I can remember doing is that I suggested that we look at building the church as a warehouse. If you look at other auditoriums, they usually have pillars in the middle and so on. But I suggested that we build the church as a warehouse. You know, warehouses don't have pillars in the middle and so on. So, and the committee accepted that suggestion, and that's why the shape of the church is like a warehouse.
My name is Akimbumi Adetunji Adeniyi, a member of First Baptist Church, Shomolu. Talking about joining this church, I'm one of the members opportune to be born into this church. So I do not have any reason to join. I became a member by birth. As a secretary, accepting the secretaryship, I was, so when it was time for us to change, the former secretary was rotating out. I remember I was a bit instrumental in giving advice to the nominating committee to choosing who is going to be our next secretary. Only for me to get a turnaround from them, and then they came to me, approached me and said they believe I should be the next secretary of the church. I was shocked and I rejected it initially. That, me, secretary, no. I don't think I'm built for that. But after persistency from them, and then further conviction from the Spirit for me, I accepted to become the secretary of the church. Not just by becoming a member by birth. It, for me, did not stop at that. I moved closer to some older members of the church. Most notably, Pahari Adigbeson really helped me in knowing the history of the church. Also, Deacon Olu Ogunleye also was helpful. My mother also, Deaconess Grace Adeni, was helpful. I engaged them on series of occasions to understand where we started from, what led us to where we are, and then to know also how to help us in going further.
I'm Deacon Olumiwa Ogunleye. Ogunleyes were founding members, starting from one man, Peter Sholabomi Ogunleye. He was one of them that came to plant this church with Deacon Ola and co. It's from there that Peter Ola Ogunleye invited other Ogunleyes to be members of the church. In the first place, it's at Itabale in the first place. Itabale. From there we move from one house to another. Before we move to Iwaju Council will be. We have pastors, we have Fatula, Reverend Awotunde. Later, he graduated to be Reverend Dr. Awotunde. He served us for about 22 years before he left us to serve larger community, Lagos East Baptist Conference also.
I remain Joseph Bola Awoshoro, pastor of First Baptist Church, Shomolu. Yeah, it's a very big legacy that actually humbled me as a person, because there is no how one person would lead a church from first year to 70 years. So it's the accumulation of the labor of many people, ministers, deacons, lay persons, and men and women, even young people. So it is the accumulation of people's labor. And I quite appreciate that, because that cannot happen again. This is the only time. Of course, I've had the opportunity of leading some churches. This will be the third full-time church I am going to pastor, and it's going to be the only one that I will lead or be the leader when it is 70 years. And I'm so much happy about it. I so much thank God for that privilege, because it's a privilege. And I appreciate him so much for giving me such a privilege in my life. I've had a lot, though I have not had everything. Thank God for what I have had. From the very first pastor, those who are leaders, lay leaders, the deacons, and all of them. Their relationship has been so very wonderful. For some of them, for some, there was some kind of, but we thank God here and there, we are where we are today by the grace of God.
My name is Odeyemi Banji. I joined this church in March 2010, and that was just the very first week after my wedding. In fact, the first church I will attend after my wedding was this church. Leadership responsibility. By the grace of God, my first leadership role in the church was serving as the Sunday school superintendent. I think I served a tenure in that office of 3 years. After then, I have the privilege of serving as the secretary of the church, and that runs for 2 tenures. That's about 6 years or thereabout. Again, I have the privilege of being ordained as one of the deacons in the church and still serving in that response. One thing that planning does is that it brings people together, especially when that is permitted, when that becomes the strategy of the leadership. One of the things that we have done is to run a leadership of inclusiveness as we plan for this program. We bring together youth, the whole, even the children, getting to understand the mindset of everybody, what are your desire for this anniversary. When everybody bring their suggestions together, we review them, discuss them, then we come to a standing point that we are going to action. So this anniversary, one thing it has done for us is to bring us together, to discuss together, to plan together in a way that this anniversary can actually mark a new beginning for this church. You can't imagine in many number of ways that this planning has brought us together. You see the youth coming together to discuss what can we do, what do we want the anniversary committee to put in place to ensure the program is a success. You cannot imagine the elders, the leadership coming together to pray, to discuss what are these things, what are those things that is expected of this anniversary as our goal, that when this anniversary is completed, is concluded, these are the things that we want to look behind, look back and say, we are able to achieve all of this. So it has really brought us together. It has really fostered that sense of unity, sense of belonging, sense of inclusion in all of our planning. My prayer is that all of these new things that are coming in will not just stop at the end of that celebration, but it will be something that will continue, to bring glory to God, that will continue to bring expansion to the church at large. These are just few of my prayers.
My advice for us is to revive all those things that we don't count on, that we have left unattended to, like societies. Bring them to. The first piano we used in this church was donated by my husband's society, Christian Movement. The first bus this church used, my own Afurugmi. I was the secretary of the Afurugmi then. We donated the bus. Thank God for Reverend Awutunde. It's a long story how that thing gone. But some people will say, how do you say you are the one? We are the one. We stage a, what do you call it? That we are collecting money. We went to people. Then we collected money. We gave it. We said we want to use it for bus. And then Baba Awutunde collected it, keep it for us. And then use it to buy shares. And when it developed, we went and buy the bus. The first bus this church used, I can say with all my mouth, that Afurugmi Society bought it. So if we encourage, then society makes you to know people, to move. And when your people are not, when somebody is not present in the church, the reverend cannot know on the pulpit. The society will know. One of us wasn't in the church today. Let's go and tell reverend. Let's go and do something. That's why society is even useful. It's bringing development to the church. I want it revived.
My prayer is that this church will grow the way God expected. This church will be the labor of everyone. Of course, being a church member is an avenue to labor for the Lord, not to sit down cross-legged and enjoy everything. Yes, enjoyment is there, but labor is the main thing. All of us will be ready to labor for the Lord, to walk and do the best that we can do for God. I pray that the Lord will take the church to a higher level.
I thank God for sustaining the church to that age. You understand me? The church, to be sincere, the church has gone through turbulent periods. You understand me now? But God sustained us. That is why we are here, that we are here now.
As we are celebrating, about to celebrate 70th birthday, the church will live long, enlarge, and celebrate 80th, 90th, and so on in Jesus' name.
My prayer for the church is that in His infinite mercy, the Lord Jesus will take the members to great heights spiritually. I pray that there is a lot now happening in the world. But I sincerely pray that the youth will serve God sincerely, not not just to serve God in such a way that people will praise them, that they will serve sincerely and take up responsibility in the church. Money should not be the guiding principle. That's what I feel could hamper spiritual growth. Nigeria is difficult. Nigeria is hard. So many people have gone out of the country. They have japared. But no matter the situation, wherever the Lord puts you, serve Him as best as you can.